KYU News with Daisy Chebet.
It is yet another wonderful moment to bring you the news bulletin of this week. Join me, Daisy Chebet, as I inform you on the current matters of the University of KABIANGA. In our headlines today, University of KABIANGA Staff Welfare Bus, State of the Students Governing Council, Special report on the life of a comrade. The staff welfare of the University of KABIANGA has acquired a welfare bus whose story is narrated by some of the officials of the welfare committee. Take a look.
The owner of the bus is University of KABIANGA staff. In fact, the appropriate name is the University of KABIANGA Staff Benevolent Fund. And out of that, we now have an investment wing within this fund known as University of KABIANGA Investments Limited. We chose it because we realized that there was a need for transport in this region, particularly for our staff and the students. We also discovered that when members of staff are bereaved, then at times it becomes a challenge to get transport. So we chose as a management committee and the entire University of KABIANGA staff to prioritize transport for members. So the earnings that will be generated, that this bus will generate, will go hand in hand in boosting also the welfare of the staff. How? Number one, as they retire or they exit from the university, whatever would have been accrued from this investment will be given to the member as he leaves or she turns items. The make for the bus, of course, this is Isuzu NQR. It is a 33-seater bus and it's new, it's brand new. This bus is well equipped. The seats are wonderfully made. At least when you sit as a client there, yes, you are comfortable. Your comfort is guaranteed. The bus is also fitted with a state-of-the-art music system. It's so powerful and nice. You will never bother, to say you are running out of battery of your phones, because we've also fitted with the charging system. In fact, it's at every one given time, it's able to hold 44 phones. And even it can charge the laptops and all that. So that is the beauty, and that is what makes it different from the rest. In a month's time, we are equipping it with a Wi-Fi. That is what we are going to do, so that people will be able to research, they will Google, they'll get information.
On daily basis, we shall have this bus plying KABIANGA, Kericho town. In the morning, it shall leave KABIANGA main campus at 6 a.m. in the morning up to Kericho at about 7:20 a.m. It will be leaving Kericho, having considered most of the staff who live around Kericho and will be coming to work. We shall be picking them from 7:20, and by 8 they will be dropped at main campus. It will also have a one trip in the evening, that is at around 5:10 in the evening, and it will also come back at around 7:30 back to KABIANGA.
There is what we call gratuity. Whenever a staff exits or retires, there is a certain amount that the staff will be given. This one will only it will be applicable to all staff as long as this staff has been a contributor.
I think I will be the person in contact, and I would like to give my contacts at the moment. My telephone number is 0710 980418. Yeah, I will be able to link the customer with our driver and even with the management committee.
They say a life not lived for others is not a life well lived. That's why Share to Care is the ideology that this wonderful ride is based on. It is meant to solve not only the traveling troubles of the staff, but also the students as well as the public. So if you need a ride that is strong, beautiful, convenient, and cheap at the same time, you've got it. Reporting for KYU News, I'm Daisy Chebet. The current Students Governing Council of the University of KABIANGA chapter term in office is nearing an end as fresh elections are expected to be held within the course of the semester. Hilary Rono speaks with the UOXO president, Mr. Kevin Chelule, who gives the state of the council.
When the students fraternity or the student community from the University of KABIANGA entrusted us to be in those positions, and particularly when they entrusted me in the most prestigious seat of the president, we knew that we had a task to solve ahead. And before we began anything in our office, we developed what is called a strategic plan. Looking into our manifesto, I can confidently say that from what we had in our strategic plan, that was like a blueprint for the Fourth Student Governing Council, we have achieved nearly 70% of what we believe. And you realize that everywhere now in the university, almost 80% of the university is covered with the Wi-Fi. Like for instance, now the library is fully functioning. The issues of the online library, it's now working effectively. The student portal is now working effectively compared to the previous years when it was launched way back in 2016. You can see that there is a tremendous improvement in such areas. The fee policy that was now recently passed, I tend to strongly believe that those student leaders who had come before us were consulted and they saw that this is good and right for the students. But now, when it came in our tenure, personally, we can blame the university at some point for not communicating this information to students earlier. Because if you follow closely, if you see closely from the archives that these fee policies were implemented way back in 2013, around October there. But you find that we have been to the university and we have not even been conversant with this policy. And you know, policy development in any organization or in any institution, you can be having policies as many as they are, but you have step by step to implement all the policies for you to get effective implementation.
Plans and preparations are underway towards the University of Kabianga Culture Week. This event happens once in an academic year. Rose Nganga, alongside Cynthia Adhiambo, spoke with various participants of this event.
It is an event that happens once in every academic year. The University of Kabianga Cultural Week is a hive of activities spread across the week. The anticipation is high and so are the preparations. I spoke to Asaf, one of the models, and this is what he had to say.
First of all, I'm training. I'm also researching more to know on how to win this contest. Yeah, and I'm good. I guess with time I'll be good. I am a young man with ambitions. I like to lead. I like holding leadership positions. I'm also a model. Yeah, I do modeling. I am the former Mr. Environment, about to retire, and modeling is passion. And I also like being in a position that I may be able to inspire. On being Mr. Kabianga, I would like to maybe form groups, clubs for the students, for the youth, and just create inspirational groups whereby I will encourage youths to do maybe various things on their talents, on their maybe hobbies, so that they can put them into action. I would also like to carry out major social groups whereby I will involve the students in forums like forums against drugs and substance abuse, against early pregnancies and other important social education that the youth can get. My expectation is that all will be good. First of all, I'm expecting to win and carry home the trophy.
It is in this particular ground where other activities such as football competition, cultural dances competition, cultural delicacies and modeling will be taking place. It is in the same ground where a famous artist who is yet to be confirmed will be performing. Reporting for Noya University News, I'm Cynthia Adhiambo.
So some of the preparations that you are currently making is you are currently working on our hands. That is our passing skills. We're also trying to bring in more players. We want to use the Cultural Week as a platform for us to get more game time. We intend to attend the Great Chieftains, which will be on April 22nd, the Easter weekend, basically. So that's we are using the Cultural Week for us on our end to prepare for the Nakuru tents. So the most basic one is we intend to have more game time during the cultural week. Also, we want to up our game, that is our skill, our passing skill, and all the other technical aspects of the game. At the same time, we're also looking forward to increasing our fan base, having more people popularizing rugby. Also, as I've said, we are using the cultural week as a platform to prepare for the great Rift Tents. I also hope to bring in some well-wishers who can support us and help us attend the tournament, because sometimes finances they don't really come by. But we're hoping during the cultural week we can get some well-wishers who are going to help us attend the tournament. Okay, the most obvious challenge is the challenge of field. We have to share a field with the soccer guys. It's limiting, because you also need to use the whole width for part of fitness, and also to get used to playing to the whole width of the field. And then the most obvious challenge is the challenge of support. Most recently we were in the National League, but we were kicked out because we could not honor all our matches. So if you can get well-wishers to come support us. The boys are ready, the boys are there.
In the previous years, we used to categorize ourselves based on the regions that we come from. As you know, we used to have 8 provinces, yeah? But the issue of province and the region caused a lot of ups and downs here. The administration and everything, they have just decided to break this down. We don't know the criteria yet that they will use, but the regional categorization of the teams won't be there. My team is prepared, fully prepared. As you know, last weekend we were at Kaimosi for Ekusa. We have been training for the other week. It was just serious training. Currently we are still on training, so we are prepared for the game. In the process of preparation, we have a lot of challenges. Because number one, currently we have one football. The ball, we only have one. And as you can see, we are a large crowd. We need something like 4 balls. As you know, football is a game of the gentleman. It is said, and that is it. I found it that way, and we will continue to spread that ideology. Majorly, when we play here, we are meant to unite people. We are not meant to split the KABIANGA fraternity into partitions or regions. So when we play, we entertain, yeah? That's the first thing. Number 2, we entertain. So from all the activities that is football oriented, that we shall undertake, is just meant to unite, bring the students together from various regions, just to feel as one, yeah? That is what we are meant to achieve. Yeah, that is what we are fighting for.
It is quite clear that sporting activities at the University of Kabianga are ready and set to go even as we approach the Cultural Week. Rose Nganga reporting for KYU News.
And as the Student Governing Council elections are approaching, various students are eyeing to vie for different positions. Doreen Mashaka speaks to Mr. Javan Rotich, who gives his view and advice to the aspirants and students.
My name is Rotich Javan, fourth-year student from School of Education, majoring on Maths and Chemistry. I'm also a politician from the university. I live outside. I came second in the last presidential election. That's on 2018 and 2019. Comparing the politics of now and that one of previous years, it's a bit different. It's not the way it used to be. Because nowadays we have a bill, that is the Dual Bill 2016, which mandates that students elect representatives from various schools who later come together and elect the executive, which forms the body of the university student governing council. Not like the previous times where everybody was voting for his or her candidate. I think we need a leader who is selfless and someone who wishes good for every comrade. Someone who will fight and use even any force possible to ensure that every student has been given his or her chance and his or her rights in the university. Because these things belong to us, the students. And anything which comes from the administration is not a favor, but rather what the students deserve. So I think this university of ours is a very good university. We are growing, but we're still failing in the type of leaders we elect. We need leaders who are fierce, who are bold, who are fearless, people who speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And we will achieve that. With time, we're going to get there. It could be different from the other regimes, because most of the people who have come before us, they always want to get into their pockets and for themselves. But to me, I think we need someone who will fight for students' rights and students' rights only. So we expect that a team who will come and use the new constitution, which was voted in last year, to help students at least improve their welfare and even get some of their needs. You see, we're in a university whereby some policies are really discouraging some students. The other day, this STC watched the policy of special exams go through. Another policy for fee payment was also passed. You see, that is discouraging to most students because some of us, remember, we come from very humble backgrounds whereby we expect money in even bits. But the bottom line is, at the end of the semester, every student will pay his or her fees in full. So to me, this fourth STC has a lot to really do if they have time at all, or they are giving a real challenge to the fifth STC, which is here to come in March. I only have one word to say to our comrades, the students of this big University of KABIANGA. One, we are one university, we are a family. I want to urge us to maintain love, unity, and togetherness every other time. To my young men aspiring to different positions. Now, I wish to really tell you that what you are pursuing is something very sweet. In the other hand, it is something very hard. I want to urge you to be united, even as aspirants. You work together because at the end of the day, you are all fighting for one goal. You are all working to save and fight for the rights of the students of the University of KABIANGA. There is no need for division in politics. There is no need for hatred because at the end of the day, we will remain and we will forever remain as University of KABIANGA students. I want to urge you to maintain love and let us be strong together. One day, we will be there.
Politics is now a talk by most of the students in the University of KABIANGA as we are approaching the electioneering period. The atmosphere is heating, and once again, comrades are having greater expectations since those aspiring for various political seats have started wooing them with promises. Doreen Mashaka, Know Your University News.
On Wednesday, 6th February 2019, Mr. Alex Ojamong held a press brief where he declared his UOXO chair candidacy.
Various dignitaries, leaders and aspirants, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Ojamong Okai. I'm here to give a few sentiments regarding our great institution in general and the coming UOXO politics and elections. This is my press release. There is a sense in which politics is at the very heart of lives of all societies, whether it is social cohesion or the economic or the day activities of any society. That is why I cannot afford the luxury of sitting back to watch other people not only participate but control this fundamental art without myself taking part in this. Yes. As it shall be recorded in history of human civilization of this age and era as called and put by God to serve him and humanity. Over the years, it has been clear that political leadership is the most visible leadership in society. However, the overall verdict is that our politics, especially in the black continent, has not served as well.
He explained unimpededly why he took some time before his announcement. Mr. Ojamong, a current Congress member representing the School of Information Science and Knowledge Management, announced his stand in company of some students and Congress members believed to be allied to his alliance.
I wish to set sentiments and whispers in the corridors of politics and power clear by alluding the following. Number one, it is now common knowledge that elections are soon with us and we will have to participate. Yes. Number two, with no fear or of contradiction and all factors withstanding and God-given life and grace, Alex Ojamong Okai is going to and will fully participate in the election, not as an overseer or observer, but as a candidate. Correct. Number three, there is no special pedigree required to attain any leadership position, but only basic principles of love for humanity, soberness, and ability to look to society with wisdom, and embracing diversity in service, which I believe I am granted. Number four, lastly, I shall be in the ballot to contest for the position of the chairperson, currently occupied by Mr. Kevin Chelule Kimutai of the Students' Governing Council, and not any other position except this. Number 5 and last, one Ojamong Okaya will continue to serve humanity in his entire lifetime on earth, whenever he will be in leadership positions or not. Thank you and God bless you.
University of Kabianga has made tremendous steps in terms of infrastructure, health being part of the milestone the institution has made. Jackie Musoka visited the modern dispensary and compiled the report.
The University Health Services has really transformed since the inception of the university in 2013. Prior to that, we used to have a health unit when the university was still under Moi University, when it was a college. This one was commissioned in the last year, in the month of June, which was able to handle the big number of students that we've had. What you are seeing here is the phase 1 of the University Health Center. There's a phase 2 that is supposed to be done. It's supposed to be a 3-story building. What you are seeing is the outpatient department. What we currently offer here is what we call accident and emergency. We also offer what we call outpatient services to students, and we also offer referral services. As you have seen, we also have an ambulance that is parked outside there. We are anticipating to have our next unit, which is going to have inpatient care, being able to get equipment, especially to handle emergencies for students and staff and their dependents. And we have also had, you remember our previous health unit we had a very small laboratory. Right now we have a big laboratory which can do most of the basic tests that we were not able to do then. Since the clinic serves students, staff and their dependents, we all call them patients, and we get an average of between 40 to 55 patients per day as outpatient cases. I would like also to add students, when we practice medicine, we always preach prevention is better than cure. So there are things that you can prevent if it's possible, whether it's nutritionary, whether it's psychological. You need to seek help before you decide to make any wrong decisions. We encourage all the students to be open to each other, and if you have any challenge, please seek an opinion from somebody.
Yeah, we do HIV counseling and testing services. There is other prevention activities that we do. For example, we issue IEC materials. They have information, various information on HIV prevention. We also issue condoms. You know, from the current research that was done the previous year, you find that most of the newly infected persons, they got it through sexual contact. So we also do condom promotion.
This is one of the new infrastructure development in the University of Kabianga. The new dispensary gives medical services to over 40 students in a day. Reporting for Nile University News, my name is Jackie Musoka.
And in our special report today, The Life of a Comrade, Goldin Ocheng speaks with the current UOXO Finance Director, who shares his journey and experience as a student.
Peter Muhia shares how he began his political career, his experience in office, and also advises those students who are vying for various political positions.
Who is Peter Muhia and what does Peter Muhia do in University of Kabianga?
Yeah, for me, Peter Muhia is just a common person, a person who means no harm, who has no harm, and who intends no harm, but has the interest to serve at heart. I belong to that cocoon of some people who believe leaders are made. For me, I started being a leader from primary school, secondary school. I was the CU chairperson. I used to preach the gospel, of which I am still preaching the gospel. When I was in that year, I decided that although I have been serving, I believe that a leader should serve with or without the office. So I've been serving comrades in various capacities. I am a member of every club in the University of Kabianga, surprisingly. When I was in that year, I decided to vie for the finance director. This thing, it has been me that how could I impact to the student? That's why I didn't go for chair, everything, but I decided to go for finance director, of which I'm still the finance director till now, although my regime or my tenure is elapsing so soon. Yeah, and for me, I believe in that perspective that when you serve, you don't serve to please some people. You serve so that you can give back to the Almighty who have created us and who have instilled some wisdom onto us so that we can serve.
And his advice to the comrades on which kind of a leader they should choose was quite elaborate.
So they should choose somebody who has the interest of comrade at heart and somebody who can sacrifice his or her own time to serve comrade. A person who doesn't concentrate in the self-interest but measures on the public general welfare at all. I believe that a leader is a person who is committed in serving the public, those who are aspiring. Let them be realistic, not to be hypothetical. I usually call them hypothetical thinking leaders who think that they can build Lomina overnight. Let them be composed. Let them bring the facts as they are. It is in a university. This is not in a village where you can lie to village women and Mama Soko. You need to tell comrades what the real issue they are. And I think comrades are wise. They'll make good decisions. Yes. And I think comrades also should be concerned about how they elect their leaders. Let them not be tuberclats. Let them not support tuberclats to the office. Let the perfect person match there. Basically, I believe a leader is elected by God. He or she is ordained by God. The leader who is succeeding me or who will succeed those other positions, the God have already ordained them. And all we set clear. Our university motto starts at innovation and excellence. It requires a leader who will propel that motto. We need a leader who is innovative, a leader who shall create a world, who shall connect students to the world of innovation. A leader who can facilitate students to be creative, and leader who will ensure students will go to a leader who is essential. You know, I'm a student of administration, and what we do, we are coordinating. A leader who coordinates the system so that students may achieve whatever they came here to do. Students who are queuing at the finance office so that they can pay their school fees. Right now, they just pay their school fees and everything is online. I have digitalized the system. The finance office are gone. It's paperless. We don't even procure papers right now. You can go there. People are struggling to find a paper they can club or something to write, because I have tried my level best. I believe in harmonizing. When I campaign, I have a slogan that is a synonym, or it's a name like of my name. I'm called Peter Muhia. I always lead by a slogan which is called Peter. Yes, and Peter. P for potentiality, I for integrity, T for transparency, A for accountability. Whatever you are doing, you need to show the people that you have the potential to do that. Serving is good, and serving with a lot of intelligence is also good. It's more good. And I believe that when you serve, it's a calling. It just comes naturally. You don't need to be forced. Don't fake things. If you can't, leave it. Just be realistic. I usually hate hypothetical leaders who think that what Karl Marx said, without putting it to realistic sense of the reality, that it can come to true. Let us be realistic in whatever we are doing. With that, we can go far.
Or as many can call him, the accountant of the comrades, Peter Muhia, the University of Kabianga 4th Student Governing Council Finance Director, is not only an accountant but also a student leader who skirmishes for the rights of the students. He is a leader whose leadership skills should be emulated by those who are dreaming of becoming leaders and those who are vying for various leadership positions. Goldin Ochieng, KYU News, life of a comrade.
Many thanks for staying with us till the end. You can watch our episodes under the KYU YouTube channel. For queries or suggestions, follow us on all our social media platforms under KYU News. Remember to subscribe, like and share. Until next time, I have been your anchor, Daisy Chebet.